We're live. Greetings. This is Naima Singletary with the Opulent Life Radio Show, and I'm broadcasting to you from my apartment here in Paris, France. It's already evening here for my American viewers, and I'm delighted to be here. This is, I think, the second week where we are broadcasting from our business page, and this represents growth for us. The Opulent Life Radio Show has been on, we were doing it audio and video, and the video version was inside of our private Opulent Living group on Facebook, where a lot of really good stuff happens. There's insider information that's shared there that's not shared anywhere else. There are bonuses. There are special payments that are offered to our insiders. So folks who are on our subscriber list and folks who are inside of our private Facebook group, and folks being women visionary coaches who are committed to the long game. And let me rephrase that, who are having some kind of desire in giving their life to the long game, giving their business to the long game, because they are responding to the call on their life. And I'd love to say more about that, but I feel like there's another place and time to talk about that. So I have notes here because today's radio topic, you're in the right place if you signed up for the top 3 differences between broke coaches and coaches who are consistently highly paid. This is such a relevant and significant topic, and it's always so poignant and potent for me, but it's even more poignant and potent because I'm going to be facilitating a webinar at the end of this month, and then introducing to the world my year-long 6 Figures to France program, which is more like an experience and not just a program. And the whole foundation of it is about worth and responding to your call and choosing yourself and seeing yourself as worthy. And so as I get into today's content around the differences, right, between coaches who just perpetually are in this plateaued state, almost like this on the sidelines kind of state, and those who go for it. And, you know, I'm talking to myself when I talk about this because I was one of those coaches for so long who, gosh, oh man, I could really go into it, and I will more, especially if you're on the webinar and with other, opportunities where I'll be sharing. But the reality was, for such a long time, I struggled, and it doesn't have to be that way. Now that I'm fast forward a few years and I'm here in my apartment in Paris, having responded to the call on my life and have such opportunity and beauty and a transformed mind and sight for what's available, and right, all of this. Hi, Danielle, darling, looking forward to talking with you later today. You know, all of this, I know it's possible for all of us. And when I look at not just myself, but the women who I have worked with, who, man, when they came to me, they were struggling. They were like, they didn't even have the deposit for us to get started, or they, were crying on the phone and, tired of playing small, and right. And to watch what they have created, nobody can tell me anything different. There's no story that I can buy, which I used to buy a lot of stories, including my own, about what was and was not possible. But it's just not true. So if you are a visionary coach, and even, that's a title, right? Visionary coach. But if you are a woman who just know that there's more for you, and even deeper, if you have the vision, like you see it, you've written it down, it's been communicated to you, and you're ready to become the woman. First, making the decision to commit to the long-term game of your life. That's what this is really about. This is committing to the long-term game of your life. And if you're ready to become the woman who can bring that vision that's been delivered to you, whether you call it a download, whether you call it a call from God, right? No matter what you call it, if you're ready to become that woman, I want you to join me. I want you to join me. Today's radio show is for you. I want you to join me because I too am a woman who was given a vision years ago. Like I was 20, 21. And it was so beyond me. It was like literally I was writing this vision down and did not take it seriously. And it's been with me since forever. And I'm on the path now. Me living here in Paris is not just about living in Paris. It's about me responding to the call on my life and what's to come this year and for the rest of my life. And so I know what it takes after, living a life of buying my own excuses and abandoning myself and looking for outside permission and really questioning if I had what it took, if I was even worthy, who am I, like all this head trip stuff. I know what it takes and I want to support you. I want to see you, like I want to be a part of your success story. I want to see you hit a wall and then plow through it. I want to see you get pissed off and have just a moment or even several moments of wonder and fear and like what they call the terror barrier and then getting through it. Okay, because this is what it's going to take. It's definitely a part of what it's going to take for you to become the woman who can make that vision real, who can lead that vision, who can be the one that people look to and say, she knows. She can support me and can feel like they have some permission because they watch you leading your vision. They watch you, even with your fear and your whatever, to go. No matter what, to go. And so that's what the Opulent Life radio show is about. That's what everything that I teach is about. That's what my life is about. That's what my value system is about. And so now I'm going to get into the content of today's radio show. So the way this works, right? So first of all, just know that this is a new experience on a public front. Like I'm looking at this now and there's a difference. Like when I'm in the group, our private group where there's much more relationship that's been nurtured with folks and people come in and they say hi and I see their names and right, we got this going on. And now we're here in the group. No, where are we? We are on our business page and I'm still adjusting to this. And so there's that whole adjustment of people even recognizing that we're here because we have to train people to know that we're no longer in the group. We're here now public. And so that's the whole transition. When you're up leveling, things change, etc. So just be patient and compassionate with this adjustment. If you are here and you're used to things being a certain way and right, like relax, be compassionate, put yourself in my shoes. Okay. So if you have a question, I want you to post it in the comments, even if you're watching this as a replay, okay? Because I do come back at some point and look at the questions or they get sent to me. We're still working out how exactly we're going to do that, but I do know I was looking at the page yesterday. And so the point is, put your questions in the comments, even if you are looking at the replay. All right. Because I want to make sure they're getting taken care of. And if it's something that requires more, then we'll let you know how you can get in contact with us. OK. And then even at the end of all radio shows, we're going to let you know how to be in contact with us, because naturally, if you want more, it's like, how do you get more? OK. So let me read this. OK, wonderful. I'm reading the notes here that Facebook shares with us to let us know what they're doing, to let people know about what's going on. So I have notes here. I'm going to be going back and forth looking at my notes. And so today's topic is the top 3 differences between broke coaches and coaches who consistently make big money in their business. So I used to be one of those coaches, right? Like I talked about earlier, the broke coach who, right, was really looking for permission, was really looking to prove that I could do it by myself. It was just really pathetic on so many levels. Just, waiting to be saved on some level, looking for somebody to tell me I was great and that I could do it and okay, all that. And so really, I just got sick of struggling. Right. And, I used to tell women who used to come to me, it sounds like you're not done struggling, because I could see, it's like when I got to a certain point where I was really done struggling, like anything that represented struggle, I was done with. Working by myself represented struggle. Like I'm done, not doing it anymore. Working freaking, like doing the same thing over and over and over again. So for me, I always thought that just working hard and wanting to help people and being smart, because I'm smart, I'm competent like you, right? Ambitious, right? Smart. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm smart. I don't need a coach. I'm working hard. I'm working 12, 14, 16 hours a day. I don't need a coach. I want to help people. I'm passionate. I really care about people. I'm going to do it, right? I was over it, because it got to the point where it was like, Naima, and I'm speaking to you if this is you, darling, if you knew what to do, you would have done it by now. If you knew the mindset shifts that were required for you to consistently make $10,000 a month, you would have done it by now. If you knew how to have enrollment conversations, how to hire, how to write your marketing copy, how to show up online, how to discover what your niche is, how to get clear about what your values and your systems and processes will be, you would have done it by now, right? And I had to get honest with myself, as you will have to get honest with yourself. And when I finally got honest with myself, the answers, which were already there, they were always there. I was just resisting them and fighting and really stuck and addicted to my own mediocre poverty consciousness. Let me show the world I can do it by myself. When I got over it, just like everything just was right there in front of me, and I responded to it. I said, okay, I'm finally going to hire a coach. I'm going to stop this. Let me prove, over it. Let me go look at how I'm thinking, because you have to make decisions for your business. So I had to look at what quality of decisions I was making that had me in the same space I was a year ago and the year before that. When I see these other people who seem to not be as smart, making money, helping people, traveling, right? So the answers came in. And so what I'm getting ready to share with you is what I started to take serious that I was not taking serious. Keeping me broke, had me, in December of 2013, and really for like 7-8 months or so of 2013, living with my mother, $7 to my name, wondering, how did I get here? What am I going to do? Why is this happening to me? Pissed off, all that. Okay. And so there are 3 points here that I'm going to be sharing today. And the first one is commitment. And I feel like they're probably going to sound very obvious to you, but I'm going to elaborate so hopefully you'll get it this time. Because I think if you're here, you may already know this on some level, but you've been resisting it, or maybe you didn't know, right? So today is the day you will learn what it takes to become a consistently high-paid coach, okay? So the first one is commitment. And this is what I have to say about commitment, among many things, is that commitment is continuing to go in the direction that you committed to once the feeling state that you were in has passed. Okay, so commitment is to continuing to go even when the feeling or the emotional state that you were in has passed. I'm going to say that one more time. Commitment is continuing to go even after the emotional state you were in when you made the commitment has gone. So this is what this looks like. You get excited. You have said, I'm done with mediocrity. I am going to cross the 6 figures or multiple 6-figure mark in my business in 2017. I'm done with struggle. I'm done with I can't afford it. I'm done with not having help. I'm done. I'm on fire. I'm going to get help. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, right? And you're excited and you're on fire, right? A week later, you're still on fire. You're excited. 2 weeks later, on fire, excited. In the third week, something happens, right? You have a very hard breakup with your boyfriend, or somebody says something that really cuts through to your heart and makes you start doubting what you're doing, right? Something happens, you have a bad day. You are marketing and nobody's responding, right? Something happens and then bam, right? You get hit with the reality of entrepreneurship. And when you are lacking in commitment, it looks something like this. Well, maybe now's not a good time. I'm going to go watch reruns of the Game of Thrones and, I don't know. We're going to have to think about this tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into next week. And next week turns into next month. And before you know it, it's summer 2017. And then before you know it, it's Christmas 2017. And you go through the same thing you went through last year, which was Christmas of 2016, where you were like reflecting on your year and you realize how you gave up on yourself 10 months ago and how fear happened and doubt happened and you broke your promise to yourself. Right? That's what lack of commitment looks like. I've done it many, many times. Let me tell you what it used to look like for me. I would get excited, like maybe I went to a seminar or I was on some free webinar or something, right? And I got excited. I'm just like, all right, this is it now. I'm really going to do it now. I am going to make $5,000 this month. I'm excited, right? I go start doing these little things that I got off this free training, webinar, seminar, whatever it was, because I did this so many times I can't even count, right? Doing it. And then boom, I wake up one morning and I just don't feel good. Right. I'm marketing, or maybe I do a free call and only 2 people show up to the free call. And the 2 people showed up like 20 minutes into the free call, right? Something happened and then I'm just like, I'm sick of this shit. And I stop. I slow down a little bit. And then the slow down turns into a slow, gradual stop. And then before you know it, I've stopped. And then a week has gone by. And then 3 weeks have gone by. And then I don't have any money. And then I'm pissed off again. And I'm still talking about I can't afford it. And then I'm looking at everybody else. And then I'm mad at myself. And then guilt, right? Oh my God. I'm exhausted even just talking about that cycle, right? So commitment is continuing to go even after the emotional state you was in when you made the commitment has gone. Okay? That's commitment. So I want to share a story about this commitment thing. And I got to look at the clock. I'm like, right? So there was a woman, and she may be watching this. And I hope she is, because I want her to get, and I want everybody watching this to really get how when you negotiate with mediocrity, you are taking out the game all the time. Mediocrity is sisters with resistance, okay? When you negotiate with mediocrity, you lose every single time. So, there's this woman who's in the opulent living orbit, and she was like, Naima, gotta have this opulent living call with me, because we offer these opulent living calls. It's like an introductory call where we get to know you. I personally get on the phone with you. We map out your next steps, because we look at in detail, we audit where you are, where you want to go, what's getting in the way, how much money you want to make. I like you get real coaching from me on the phone, right? These are $500, by the way, because you get real coaching and you walk away with things to do, right? So she's like, I got to get this car, right? And she didn't have the money, right? Some weeks went by. She contacted and said, I have the money. Let's do this call, right? So then she sends us an email, okay? And my client care manager is communicating this to me. She sends us an email and she says, well, I work 9 to 6, is what she says. I work 9 to 6. Is there any way we can have this call on the weekend? Okay, so this is a woman who has expressed, probably like many of you have, if you have a day job, or maybe you don't have a day job and you're just struggling in your business, right? With no income, and your coaching business is your sole income, right? And if you do have a day job, you recognize how the day job is probably sucking the life out of you. Your value is not hardly acknowledged and honored in the job. The job is just a means to an end, and you cannot wait to give up that job and give your full attention to your coaching business and have a thriving coaching business, right? This is what this woman has told us. Like, she knows that she's valuable and worthy. This is what she's told us. And she wants to grow a thriving business. She has to do it. It's her time. She, right? Got it, like that fire, like gotta go, right? And then sends an email asking if we can accommodate her mediocre existence and have a call with her on the weekend. Okay, just look at this, right? So basically she's saying, look, this thing that I want to get rid of, this day job that I'm not happy with, that I know is not where I want to be, it sucks the life out of me. Yes, it's a means to an end, but my goal is to get rid of this. This is why I want this opulent living call, because I know that this is the next step to me revolutionizing my bank account, my business, and my life. And yet, I need you guys to accommodate this mediocrity and see me on the weekend. You see this? This is what negotiating with mediocrity looks like. And you don't have commitment to your life, to your business, to the long game. And that's just a part of it, right? So we say, no, we're not going to accommodate that. And what people don't realize, and when they interact with us, is we're actually holding a high bar for them that if they meet it, their lives change. When they back down and say, those people, they don't have good customer service. They won't even accommodate my mediocrity. Of course, people don't say that, but they don't realize on the back end, that's what they're saying, right? So when people rise to the standards that we have, they break through. Their lives evolve to a better and higher state. Okay, so that's part of the story. So we say, no, we will not accommodate this whole weekend thing. And so she schedules to have her call. The next day, after she schedules the call, she sends us an email saying she has to cancel the call because her job has a training that she has to be at. So let me dissect this for you in the lack of commitment. As soon as, this is for all of you listening to my voice right now, as soon as you make a declarative decision about upgrading your life, the shit hits the fan. Okay? If you don't like cursing, you should probably unsubscribe and remove yourself from my world entirely, because I do curse sometimes more than others. So, this is a woman who probably like you has been like, I am changing my financial reality. I'm tired of the struggle. I'm tired of being a smart, competent, passionate, willing, hardworking entrepreneur. And yet, I'm working this day job that does not honor my brilliance. The normal for me is I can't afford it. I have to look at the price of everything. I have all these blocks in my mind that keeps me in a mediocre state. Fear bosses me around. Okay? And I have made a decision that I'm transforming it. I'm changing this around. So I'm booking. I've found resonance with opulent living. I've booked this opulent living call, and then boom, something happens to test your seriousness. Her test was the job suddenly having a training at the exact same time that she scheduled this opulent living call. Coincidence? At the exact same time that she schedules this call to revolutionize her life, the job just up and offers some kind of training that she has to be at. Now, this was her opportunity to either say, look, I have a pre-scheduled commitment that is important, that is urgent to my life, that I need to be at. This is what she could have told her job. But what she did instead was she came and told us I have to cancel this call that's supposed to revolutionize my life, that I look at this opportunity, this is what she told us, as an opportunity to get the help that I need to become a high-paid coach, and yet I have chosen to cancel that and to make my mediocre job of a priority. This is what negotiating with mediocrity looks like. Does this make sense? This is what lack of commitment to one's life looks like. Okay? Now, this is not to judge or to blame. This is what you need to know. I love you and I will not be lenient. I did not go from sleeping on my mother's couch to broadcasting to you from my apartment in France, buying my own excuses. I had coaches who were beyond me financially, who held a higher standard for me than I was holding for myself, and that I agreed to meet them in that higher standard that allowed me to transform my reality to borrowing my cell phone money from my mother to now giving money to my mother. You understand what I'm saying? So, if you don't want to play a big game, if you don't want a bank account of more than enough, if you don't want to respond to the vision that God has put into your life, then darling, opulent living is not for you. Okay? I am here to support you in your brilliance. I am here to call you out in a loving way. I'm okay with you not liking me and being upset with me temporarily so we can get to the gold. And I know what it looks like when you are so accustomed to mediocrity. You're so used to, I can't afford it, I'm afraid, doubting, looking outside of yourself, being controlled by fear, to navigating, pushing through the terror barrier. The panic point, pushing through the panic point. I'm supporting you in getting through that. Okay? And this is what I need you to remember when we're working together. So this is what negotiating with mediocrity and having a lack of commitment looks like. That's number one of the three differences between broke coaches and consistently high paid coaches. The second differentiator is community. So I'm going to read to you what I have here. Community gives you a group of people to talk with who have also made commitments. So they talk with you differently than people who are just watching you. So like your family is watching you, your friends are watching you, right? Colleagues, peers, they're all watching you. And you get on the phone with these people, and though they have good intentions, they are probably not going for the life of their dreams. They are probably not responding to the vision that God has endowed them with. They love you, they care about you, they think you're amazing, but they know nothing about navigating entrepreneurship successfully. They know nothing about navigating the terror barrier. They know nothing about navigating the panic of going from broke to high paid. They know nothing about that as much as they love you. So when you're in a community of women who, this woman is committed to making $5,000 this month, and this woman is committed to making $7,000, and this woman is committed to breaking through this limitation, and this woman, and you start talking to these people, and they're talking to you about this happened, and this is what I'm doing, and Naima said this, and this is what I saw, and I read this. Well, how about this? Well, try this. You have people supporting you in your brilliance and going to the next level, not people who are like, well, maybe you should take a break. Maybe this is not a right time. You know, you're working too hard. Maybe you're charging too much, right? And your well-intentioned mother, like this was my mother, your well-intentioned mother who loves you, your well-intentioned husband, your well-intentioned friend, your well-intentioned neighbor. These are the things that they say to you, not all the time, right? Not because they don't want you to make it, but they literally don't get it. They literally don't get you. They don't see this vision. Only you see it. And you need to be around people who have acted on the audacity to take bold action on their vision. So this is the value of community. Number 3, and dear God, I had to learn this the hard way, and I will preach it forever and ever and ever and ever, because I struggled for so long around this. And I'd love to know who's here, by the way. I see more folks have joined us. I'd love to hear you introduce yourself. Number 3, of the 3 differences between broke coaches who are on the sidelines, who constantly show up and watch and look but never do anything, who never make the money, who consistently question themselves, the difference between them and the coaches who you see traveling, doing Facebook Lives from their apartment in Paris, from their Airbnb in Maui, from their apartment in London, or their hotel in London, or whatever, right? Doing amazing things, getting testimonials from clients, making the money they want, bright and shiny, right? The third thing that separates these 2 coaches is the ones who are broke are not getting coached. The ones who are winning, making money, traveling, they're being coached. I can track it every single time. I can track it. I can track it. I can track it. And I've been here. Like, I know what this looks like, okay? So when I came into the coaching space in 2011, first of all, I didn't even know the coaching industry existed. I wasn't aware that there was an industry. I just knew I wanted to help people, okay? And so I started doing video in May of 2011, totally unaware that the coaching industry existed. I started doing videos, and I was a part of a community in San Francisco, and the leader of that community introduced me to an internet marketing chick in San Diego. This was in summer of 2011. And so how I found out about this woman was through video series. You know, those are very popular now, right? Back then, they were not so popular. The video series, back in summer of 2011. Man, 5 years ago. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, over 5 years ago. And so here I am, new to the coaching, learning about this coaching thing, this online thing. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Like, right? And she offered this program, and I'm just blown away. I'm just like, oh my God, look at this. I can do that. Like, totally blown away, right? So she offered this online thing that I literally was like in a fetal position on my couch in my little, I was renting like an in-law in a house on a hill in the San Francisco Bay Area at the time. And I remember being on the couch in a fetal position, like wanting to throw up and crying because this thing is in front of me that I've never seen before, this offer, and it was only $1,000, by the way. And I'm looking at this, and remember, I'm brand new to this. Just imagine yourself brand new to this thing, and like, I'm supposed to buy this? Like, this is how, like, what? And my money was so, like, forget about it. Money, funny, like, I think that was like 70% of my income at the time. And I'm just like, right, really just like total mind fuck, right? So, and they did that thing where it's like the cart is closing in 24 hours, right? The cart is closing in 12 hours. 1 hour left, like that kind of thing. And I'm just like, am I really going to do this kind of thing? So I do it, right? It's awesome and amazing, awesome and amazing. And for those of you who have been in group programs versus private, you know the difference, right? You're in a big old group. You can get questions answered, but sometimes if you have several questions, you need more. The group program is typically like, that one was like maybe 8 weeks or 12 weeks or something like that. And then it was over, and I'm like, so now what, right? Didn't have access and all that. So then I started seeing about all these other coaches and private coaching. And I was just like, man, I'm not paying these people. I can figure it out. Because by this point, I had launched an online program. My head had gotten kind of big. I had sold some folks in my group program. I had gotten my first like 2 private coaching clients, and I got full of myself. I can do this. Oh my God. All I got to do is do more of what I've already done, right? Lo and behold, I kept doing more of what I'd done, working hard, doing more of what I'd done, kept doing. and nothing was working out. I kept doing free call on top of free call, working hard, doing speaking engagements, everything, knowing nothing about strategy, order, human psychology, limiters, structure of talks, like nothing about how to convert free to paid, like nothing. And all I know is what I'm getting from this free webinar over here and this cheap thing over here. And I'm trying to take all these pieces from all of this free and cheap shit and compile it and then go implement it, and thinking that's going to take me to at least $50,000, right? $50,000, because that was more than what I had made even in my prior business. So I'm thinking, whoa, if I can do $50,000, I've made some progress. Never got there. So I finally hired a coach privately, and I was so uncoachable. Like I literally was telling her what not to tell me to do. The worst ever. Like, it was terrible. So finished with that, kept going by myself, trying, frustrated. I keep seeing opportunity here, opportunity there, never taking it, all over the place. Then finally, you guys, I just got sick and tired. I just got sick and tired of feeling smart and feeling like I have so much to give. And I know this is how you feel too. Feeling like, how can I be so willing, so able, so smart, and be broke? Like, how is this happening? I was sick and tired. Hi, Sadine. I was so sick and tired of looking at things and being like, I can't afford it. I was so sick and tired of going to restaurants, looking first at the price and then deciding what I was going to eat based on the price. I was so sick and tired of going into shops that I love to shop, going straight to the sale rack, or looking at something and having just a temporary moment of enjoyment because I'm like, if I look at this price tag and it's over, I don't know, $20, $30, I cannot buy it. You guys, I was done, and I know many of you are done too. And so when I really was done, like I said earlier in today's radio show, when I was really done, really done, my action showed it. My decision showed it. I was no longer like, well, I can do this by myself. Let me go try my 27th free call where 2 or 3 people have showed up and nobody has signed up to do anything beyond this. Let me not try to go to yet another free webinar. Let me not try to go to yet another cheap $100 seminar. Let me not try to go read another book on 6 figures or business growth or mindset or transformation. Let me actually find somebody who has created what I want, who has the lifestyle, the money, who I feel some kind of resonance with, and let me just stop it with all the, like, I'm finished. Like, I'm really done now. I'm over it. When I did that, and I went and got coached, and this is after doing all the free stuff, you guys, right? Went and hired a coach to help me at a very high level, I might add. My first high level coach, I'll pay $30,000 for the year. $30,000. And this was a coach I had been following for years. And I could have signed up with her years before, but I was so much trying to prove that I could do it by myself. So much in poverty consciousness. So much I hadn't struggled enough, apparently. I hadn't gotten clear that I was worthy of help. That struggle and being committed to struggle is a sign that your self-worth is low. And when I really got it in my head and in my whole being, that getting help means I see myself, I see my vision, I see my life. So I'm talking to you, seeing your life, your vision, your business as worthy of high level help and attention, the decision started to reflect it. I started to travel to go see my coach. Money in hotel, a flight, anything else that needed to be paid for me to make it happen. And whenever fear or, gosh, this is a lot of money, or can I do that? Naima, do you want to go back there? So this is for you. Do you want to stay where you are? Do you want to stay where you are? Somebody did a laughing emoticon. Are you resonating? Right? You've been there, right? And so having a coach, and I think I wrote some notes here. I want to say these points because I wrote them down because they're important. So coaching helps you do three things, right? They help you avoid mistakes that cost you time, money, and unnecessary frustration. When you're new, or when you're just not able to break through to where you want to go, you don't know what you don't know. So you shoot in the dark, you wing it, and you hope that what you're doing works. And then when it doesn't, then you start to doubt and fear, and then that fear and doubt turns into procrastination and usually ends in you quitting. This doesn't have to happen. When you're being coached and you're committed to the long game of your success, you dramatically increase your chances for success. Okay? The second benefit of having a coach is you reach your goals quicker. It took me 4 years to get to multiple six figures when I could have done it in 1 or 2. It took me 4 years. Do you want to take 4 years to get to multiple six figures, or would you like to do it in a year or 2? That's what coaching does for you. Number 3, it helps you to, I really love this one because I didn't get this. I remember when I first started high ticket, and it was always weird for me to charge somebody $10,000 when I hadn't even invested $10,000. And I did it a couple times, but I was never able to sustain it. So the number 3 benefit of being coached is it helps you to be in integrity and to walk your talk around the value of coaching. If you're a coach and you expect people to invest in themselves through you, but you've never invested in yourself through a coach, then there's a deeper sense of being out of integrity because you know that you're expecting people to do something that you haven't even done. Does that make sense? So we have a few people here. I know a lot of people are going to be watching the replay. This is going to be shared inside of our group. So as I do a review, if anybody has anything to say or any questions, feel welcome to post that now. And I want to recap here, okay? Today's topic was about the top 3 differences between broke coaches and coaches who consistently make big money in their coaching business, okay? And those 3 differentiators were, 1, the consistently high-paid coaches are committed to the long game, not when it's convenient, not when they feel good, not when it looks good, not when the bank account is right, not when everything is perfect and lined up. So they're committed. Number 2 is they have a community of people who are also committed. So they have somewhere to go to celebrate their successes. They have somewhere to go when they are frustrated, when something didn't work out, when they have questions, etc. That's number 2. And number 3 is they're being coached. 9.8 times out of 10, when you see a successful coach, she has been coached. She is being coached. She has been coached or she is being coached. Because what happens is when you get coached and you reach the goal, let's say the goal is 6 figures for you, right? People have a tendency to take a break, right? Once they reach a big goal like that, they take a break from coaching, right? For whatever reason. But everybody always comes back to coaching. I personally don't recommend it. For me, when you're a visionary like me and you have a tendency to be up here in the big thinking and you get the details just, right? You avoid them. It's like coaching helps me to stay in it because it's so easy for me to get all up here in the big thinking. So for visionaries, which I think many of you are who resonate, you don't want to take a break from coaching. When I say a break, I mean like 3 months, 6 months, a week or 2 or 3. All right. But 3 months, 6 months, it decreases your momentum and you end up like, what was that? Huh? What? I've done it. Don't do it. So those are the 3 points for today's radio show. And a couple things I want to say. 1, if you'd like to be in touch with us about what it would look like to work together and helping you cross the 6 or multiple 6-figure mark in your business, you can send us an email to questions@theopulentlife.com. That's questions@theopulentlife.com. Another very, very important announcement, and I'm very excited about this. For those of you who want to be closer to us, so like you're watching this on the business page right now, right? And this is the only level of connection you have with us, but you want to be closer. We have a private Facebook group. It's called Opulent Living. Okay. Opulent Living is the name of this private Facebook group. And in this group tomorrow, okay, tomorrow is Tuesday, January 10th. In this group tomorrow, I am going to be leading a behind the scenes launch of my Six Figures to France year-long experience, okay? The reason why it's valuable to be in this group and to be a part of this soft launch, I'm going to be doing a training. It's a preview video training, and also details about what the experience is going to look like and all the inside information. I'm doing this first because it's awesome to do something that other people don't know about and to like have this behind the scenes kind of thing. And I want you to see the benefits of being closer to us. I want you to experience the benefits of being closer to us. So inside of this group tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be a preview training on Facebook Live like this. And I'm going to be going into the 9 guaranteed ways to cross the six-figure mark. I'm going to be covering that, the 9 guaranteed ways that I have seen and that I also see with my coaches and other folks in the industry who are at 7 figures and multiple 7 figures, what I have seen to be the things that take people over and keep them over on the other side of financial success and fulfillment. Okay. That's happening. That training and preview is happening tomorrow inside of the Opulent Living group on Facebook. So if you're not already in there, go to Facebook, search for Opulent Living, and we'll be happy to welcome you into that group. Make sure you do that within the next few hours because it's happening at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, which is Tuesday, January 10th. Okay. Some of the other benefits of being inside the group and being a part of this preview training and information about Six Figures to France. You're going to get special pricing. This is strictly for people who are inside, okay, or who are on our email list, like people who are behind with us, who are like closer, who are more intimate with us. Special pricing for this year-long experience, which is all about 6 figures or multiple 6 figures and traveling. Italy and France are just 2 of the destinations. All the details are going to be shared. I'm really it's going to be freaking amazing. So early bird pricing and special bonuses specifically for our folks who are backdoor with us. Okay. What else is going to be awesome about it? I think that's it. So you're going to get special pricing. You're going to get all the details in advance because everybody else is not going to find out until January 24th. So you get the benefit of finding out in advance, which is tomorrow, and everybody else is going to find out January 24th. You're going to get early bird pricing and you're going to get bonuses, which are exclusive to the folks who are either on the email list or inside of the private Opulent Living group on Facebook. So that's happening tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, Tuesday, January 10th. Okay. Hi, Lori. So beautiful to have you all here. I want you to remember that the Opulent Life radio show, which is here just like this, where you are right now, happens every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern is the Opulent Life radio show. And it happens right here on the Naima Singletary Facebook page. So mark your calendars. If you have found value here today and you know you want to come back and you know you get busy and you forget, just take 30 seconds right here, right now. Open up your calendar on your phone and just plug it in there. And you can put it on repeat. I don't know if you know you can do that on your calendar. Put it on repeat. Every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern is the Opulent Life radio show right here on this page, okay? So for those of you who are ready to commit to the long game of your life, or you want to at least hear more about what that looks like, for those of you who love Italy and France and you would love training and experiences in France and Italy this year to revolutionize your experience with money, with yourself, with your life and you really want to learn what it takes to become the woman who can create a brand new financial reality, then I encourage you to, after you put the radio show in your phone, that you go up to search on Facebook and search for Opulent Living with Naima Singletary, so we can welcome you into the group and you can be a part of the training and preview video on Facebook Live tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, where you will get to learn more about the I was going to say soft launch, but the details about my 6 Figures to France year-long experience, where those details will be shared inside the group tomorrow. All right. Whoa, I felt like that was a lot. I do my best. All right, darlings, that concludes today's Opulent Life radio show. And I look forward to being with those of you who are joining me tomorrow inside of the Opulent Living group, and those of you who will be back here next Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern for the Opulent Life radio show. Lots of love and au revoir from Paris.